In a quiet corner of the galaxy, where stars twinkled peacefully, a small human settlement thrived on the edge of an alien world. Here, families lived simple lives, far from Earth, but connected to its culture and traditions. Among the settlers was a young boy named Eli, who loved to run through the grassy fields and explore with his friends. Eli's bright laughter echoed through the colony, and everyone loved him for his joy and spirit. One evening, as the sky turned a soft shade of purple, Eli was outside, playing with his favorite toy, a small hand-carved spaceship his father had made for him. He zoomed it around, pretending he was a brave pilot exploring new worlds. But his innocent game was about to be shattered. From above, a massive Galactic Empire patrol ship appeared, blocking out the sunset as it descended on the colony. It was an intimidating sight, with harsh metal edges, flashing lights, and the hum of advanced technology that seemed to pulse with power. The Empire rarely paid attention to small colonies, but when they did, it often meant trouble. Without warning, the ship landed, and armed Empire soldiers poured out, their silver armor glinting under the fading sun. The people of the colony gathered, watching anxiously, knowing that any confrontation with the Empire could be deadly. The soldiers ignored the settlers' nervous stares and began to spread out, searching the area as if looking for something valuable. Eli, too young to understand the danger, kept playing with his toy spaceship, laughing as he flew it close to the soldiers. One of the soldiers noticed him, a towering figure with cold, unfeeling eyes behind his helmet. He sneered at the sight of the small, innocent human boy, as though Eli was nothing but a bug. "What's this little pest doing here?" The soldier grumbled to his comrades, who laughed harshly. Eli froze, looking up at the soldier, still clutching his toy ship. "Let him be!" shouted one of the settlers, stepping forward bravely. "He's just a child!" The soldier raised his weapon, his face twisted with annoyance. To him, humans were a weak, inferior race, small, fragile, and insignificant. Without a second thought, he aimed his weapon at Eli, who was now trembling, his eyes wide with fear. "Maybe this will teach you humans to stay out of the Empire's way," he spat, and in a flash of blue light, he pulled the trigger. The energy blast struck Eli, and in an instant his small body collapsed to the ground, lifeless. Silence fell over the colony as the settlers stood in shock, unable to believe what had just happened. Mothers gasped, fathers held back tears, and Eli's friends watched in horror, their young minds unable to process the cruelty they had just witnessed. The soldiers, without a hint of remorse, turned back to their ship, leaving the colony in despair. They had shown no regret, no sympathy. To them, this was just another routine patrol, another small act of dominance over a weaker species. Within moments, the ship lifted off, its engines roaring as it disappeared into the darkening sky, leaving the devastated colony to grieve. Eli's death wasn't just a tragedy for his family. It was a wound that cut deep into the hearts of every human in the settlement. Word spread quickly, reaching Earth and every human colony in the galaxy. It was more than just a murder, it was an insult, a horrifying reminder of the Empire's power and cruelty toward humanity. On Earth, the news sparked a fire that no one could control. Families, leaders, and soldiers gathered, their faces grim, their hearts filled with anger and sorrow. This act could not go unpunished. For too long, the Galactic Empire had treated humanity as if they were less than nothing, but this time, they had gone too far. The death of one innocent child became a rallying cry. Humanity's pain turned into fury, and its grief turned into strength. Eli's name was on every human's lips as Earth's leaders called for an emergency meeting. They knew what they had to do. The time had come to show the Empire that humanity would no longer bow down. Earth would gather its might and respond with a force so powerful it would shake the very foundations of the Empire. The call went out across the galaxy. Every warship, every pilot, every soldier was needed. A vast fleet, 700,000 ships strong, would rise, and with it, humanity would finally take a stand against the Empire's cruelty. As news of Eli's tragic death spread across Earth, anger and sorrow grew in every heart. This wasn't just the loss of a child, it was a wake-up call, a brutal reminder that the Galactic Empire viewed humans as nothing more than pests to be crushed. Families gathered around their screens, watching the footage of the boy's final moments, and the pain turned into determination. Something had to be done. Earth had long struggled to stand united. The different nations often had disagreements, from politics to resources. But now, for the first time in history, they had one common purpose: to stand up against the Empire and defend their people. Eli's death had lit a fire that nothing could extinguish. The leaders of every country came together in a historic council, determined to answer the Empire's brutality with unbreakable strength. In a vast meeting hall, leaders, generals, and scientists gathered. The atmosphere was tense but purposeful. Some were old veterans who had seen war before. Others were young minds with new ideas and advanced technology at their fingertips. They all understood the gravity of the moment. Earth had to show the Empire that humanity was not weak and that they would protect their own at any cost. At the center of this gathering was Admiral Raynor. Known for his calm yet fierce nature, Raynor was the perfect choice to lead this mission. He was a man who understood both the power of strategy and the strength of human spirit. As he stepped forward to address the crowd, the room fell silent. Every eye was on him, every ear ready to listen. "Today we are not just responding to an attack," Raynor began, his voice steady but filled with fire. "Today we are declaring that humanity will not be trampled. We will no longer be seen as weak or insignificant. The Empire has gone too far, and it is time for them to see what humans are truly capable of." A murmur of agreement swept through the hall. It was a powerful moment, one that would be remembered for generations. Raynor laid out the plan. Earth would assemble a fleet of 700,000 warships, a massive force that would travel to the heart of the Empire and demand justice. This was not just about revenge, it was about showing the galaxy that humanity would not be bullied. The fleet would be made up of every available ship: newly designed stealth fighters, massive battle cruisers, and advanced AI-piloted drones. Earth's best engineers worked day and night, crafting ships with advanced cloaking devices, energy shields, and powerful plasma cannons. They developed weaponry that could rival even the Empire's might, making sure humanity was ready for whatever lay ahead. Across the planet, people volunteered for the mission. Pilots, soldiers, and medics came forward, driven by the memory of Eli and by the desire to protect future generations. Families said tearful goodbyes, knowing the risks but understanding the importance of the fight. In every corner of Earth, people contributed however they could, building, training, and preparing supplies for the journey. Meanwhile, Raynor and his team strategized, planning every detail of the assault. They studied the Empire's weaknesses, mapped out key targets, and prepared for every possible counterattack. This mission would be dangerous, but Raynor believed in the strength of his people. He knew they would fight with everything they had. Finally, the day came. The fleet was ready. Rows upon rows of warships lined Earth's orbit, shining against the darkness of space. Each ship was a testament to human resilience, a symbol of Earth's unity and determination. Pilots strapped into their seats, hands steady on the controls. Soldiers prepared their gear, knowing they were about to face the might of an entire empire. As the countdown began, Raynor addressed his team one last time. "Remember what we are fighting for," he said, his voice echoing through the comms. "This is not just for Eli. This is for every human who deserves a life free from fear. Today we stand as one. Today we fight back." With a roar of engines, the fleet launched, soaring into the stars. The people of Earth watched from below, cheering and hoping. They knew that some of their loved ones might not return, but they also knew that this was a fight worth fighting. As the fleet disappeared into the darkness, Earth's people held on to a single, powerful hope: that this mission would bring justice and secure their future. Onward they flew, a wave of ships guided by courage and the desire for freedom. The Galactic Empire had no idea what was coming, but they would soon learn that humanity was no longer the passive, quiet race they had once believed. They would face the full force of Earth's united spirit. The human fleet, with its 700,000 warships, sped through space, cutting through the darkness like a streak of silver lightning. Every pilot, soldier, and AI-powered drone was ready to face the Galactic Empire and prove humanity's strength. As the fleet neared the first Empire outpost, a sense of determination ran through every ship. Earth's message was clear: they would not rest until justice was served. The first outpost appeared on their screens, a floating fortress in deep space, bristling with heavy weapons and defended by several Empire warships. The Empire soldiers, lounging in their stations, were unaware of the storm about to hit them. They saw the human fleet on their sensors but dismissed it as nothing more than a few stray ships, maybe even a malfunction. They underestimated the humans, and that would be their greatest mistake. Admiral Rayner, leading the charge from his flagship, gave the order to attack. "Prepare to engage," he commanded. "Show no mercy. But remember, our fight is for justice, not revenge." With a roar, the human fleet surged forward. The Empire ships scrambled to react, realizing too late that this was no ordinary raid. The humans moved with precision, their advanced technology allowing them to evade Empire fire with surprising agility. Cloaking devices flickered on, making Earth's ships vanish from sight as they dodged enemy attacks. Empire gunners fired wildly, confused and frustrated as they tried to hit targets they couldn't see. The first wave of human ships, led by Captain Tanaka, slipped past the Empire's defenses, closing in on the fortress. They unleashed a barrage of plasma cannons, cutting through the Empire's hulls like a knife through butter. Explosions lit up the dark void as Empire ships crumbled, one after another. Each shot was perfectly aimed, showing the Empire just how accurate and determined humans had become. Inside the outpost, Empire soldiers ran in panic as alarms blared. They had never expected such a powerful strike from a weak species. The humans were supposed to be underdogs, but they fought like seasoned warriors. As Empire reinforcements arrived, human warships quickly adapted. AI-driven drones launched from Earth's fleet, swarming the Empire ships and overwhelming them with rapid, relentless attacks. One Empire soldier, desperately firing his weapon, muttered in disbelief, They're everywhere!" Empire commanders tried to call for backup, but Earth's fleet was already moving on to the next outpost. The humans worked as one unit, their tactics flawless, their movements swift. Empire ships exploded all around as human soldiers took down every outpost in their path, sparing no enemy who dared stand against them. With each battle, humanity's confidence grew. Pilots shared quick cheers over the comms as they took down Empire fighters, feeling the rush of victory. They had trained hard, prepared for this moment, and now they were proving that humanity was not weak. Earth's technology, crafted with purpose and precision, allowed them to hold their ground against even the Empire's strongest forces. In the midst of the chaos, Rayner observed his team's progress. His face was serious, yet a spark of pride gleamed in his eyes. Each victory meant one step closer to justice for Eli and every other human who had suffered under the Empire's rule. Soon, word spread across the Empire's network of outposts. A powerful human fleet was coming, and nothing could stop them. Panic rippled through Empire ranks as they scrambled to defend their positions, but Earth's forces moved too fast, striking each outpost with fierce accuracy. Plasma cannons fired, AI drones zipped between enemy ships, and soldiers fought with a strength born from years of oppression and the will to survive. In a final act of desperation, one of the Empire's largest outposts activated its ultimate weapon, a massive energy cannon designed to wipe out entire fleets. The cannon charged, humming with deadly power as it prepared to unleash destruction. But Earth's fleet was ready. A group of cloaked human ships darted toward the cannon, dodging Empire fire. At the last second, they unleashed a concentrated energy blast, causing the cannon to explode in a brilliant flash. The outpost was left defenseless, and within minutes, it too was reduced to rubble. With each fallen outpost, the Empire's fear grew. They were no longer fighting weak humans. They were facing warriors with a cause. The human fleet had become a force of justice, an unstoppable wave bringing reckoning to those who had once looked down on them. As the human fleet regrouped, Rayner's voice echoed over the comms, filled with pride and encouragement. "Well done, everyone. Today, the galaxy sees that humanity will not stand by while our people suffer. We move forward, stronger than ever." The fleet soared onward, every victory bringing them closer to the Empire's capital. With unity, courage, and a powerful sense of justice, Earth's forces would keep fighting until the Empire understood that humanity was no longer its prey. The real battle was yet to come, but the humans were ready. They would show the Empire the true strength of Earth's united spirit. The human fleet finally approached the heart of the Galactic Empire, the Imperial capital, a massive, fortified city floating in the depths of space. Here, the Empire's leaders ruled with iron fists, believing they were untouchable. But today, the humans had arrived to show them just how wrong they were. Earth's forces had come a long way. driven by memories of Eli and every other innocent who had suffered under the Empire's cruel hand. Admiral Raynor, standing on the bridge of his flagship, stared at the capital with a mix of determination and sorrow. He knew the risks. This final battle would decide everything. Many of his soldiers might not return home, but each of them was ready to give their all for Earth, for freedom, and for justice. Raynor took a deep breath, steadying himself as he prepared to lead his people into what could be their final fight. "This is it," Raynor said over the comms, his voice calm but filled with strength. "Remember why we're here. We fight for Eli, for our families, and for every soul who deserves a life free from fear. Today, we face the Empire not as underdogs, but as warriors. Let's give them everything we've got." Across the fleet, soldiers and pilots prepared themselves. Some held onto small charms or photos of loved ones, reminders of why they fought. A young pilot named Jackson whispered a quick prayer, remembering his sister who had died in an Empire raid. "This one's for you," he murmured, gripping the controls tightly. The Empire wasn't taking any chances. Hundreds of their warships formed a massive defensive wall around the capital, blocking the humans' path. Empire commanders, desperate to keep their hold on power, ordered every available ship to defend the capital at all costs. The stage was set for an all-out battle, and neither side was willing to back down. Raynor gave the order to attack, and Earth's fleet surged forward. Explosions lit up the darkness as the human warships clashed with the Empire's forces. Plasma cannons fired, lasers cut through the void, and ships dodged and weaved, each move a desperate attempt to survive. Earth's fleet fought with relentless precision, every pilot and soldier pouring their heart into each strike. As the battle raged, Jackson's ship took a hit, sparks flying in his cockpit. Alarms blared, but he clenched his teeth and pushed forward, refusing to give up. "Come on, Jackson," he muttered to himself. "We're almost there." His ship wobbled, damaged but still flying. He managed to dodge another blast, his mind filled with memories of his sister. He had come too far to stop now. Meanwhile, inside the Empire's capital, the leaders watched the battle with growing fear. They had never imagined the humans would fight with such courage. One high-ranking official whispered in disbelief, These humans, they're stronger than we thought." But the Empire's ruler, cold and unfeeling, dismissed the human spirit as weakness. "Crush them," he sneered, convinced his forces could still win. But Earth's forces fought harder, each strike bringing them closer to the capital. Raynor directed his flagship toward the main defense tower, knowing that if they could disable it, the Empire's defenses would crumble. His team took hit after hit, the ship rattling under fire, but Raynor stood firm, inspiring his crew with his calm leadership. In a crucial moment, Jackson spotted a weak spot in the Empire's line and relayed it to Raynor. "Admiral, there's a gap at 3 o'clock!" he shouted, his voice filled with urgency. Raynor didn't hesitate. "All ships, target the weak point," he ordered. The human fleet redirected their fire, concentrating on the gap. In seconds, they broke through, pushing closer to the capital. As they advanced, Earth's soldiers remembered the faces of those they had lost. Every blast, every maneuver was fueled by the memories of friends, family, and loved ones. Eli's innocent smile flashed in Raynor's mind, reminding him of why he was here. They weren't just fighting a battle, they were fighting for humanity's future. Finally, Raynor's ship reached the defense tower. With one last powerful blast, they destroyed it, causing the Empire's defenses to collapse. The human fleet surged forward, overwhelming the Empire's forces. The Empire's leaders, realizing they had lost, scrambled to flee, but Earth's ships surrounded them, ensuring they could not escape. The battle was won. The Galactic Empire, which had once terrorized humanity, was defeated. Cheers erupted across the human fleet, voices filled with relief, pride, and a bittersweet sadness. They had lost friends along the way, but they had achieved what they had come for, freedom and justice. As Raynor looked out at the remnants of the Empire's ships, he felt a deep sense of peace. He knew they had honored Eli's memory and all the sacrifices made along the way. Humanity had proven its strength, resilience, and courage. Earth would never be underestimated again. With the capital captured and the Empire's rule broken, Earth's fleet began their journey home. They had won not just a battle, but the right to live in peace and freedom. And for humanity, this was only the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with hope, strength, and unity. In the aftermath of the epic battle at the Empire's capital, humanity stood together, united in their victory. The once mighty galactic empire had crumbled, and Earth's forces had proven that courage and determination could overcome even the most formidable enemies. As the dust settled, the heroes of this incredible fight began to reflect on what they had accomplished. Admiral Raynor stood on the bridge of his flagship looking at the chaotic scene outside. The remnants of the Empire's ships floated in space, defeated and powerless. This was a moment that would go down in history. The people of Earth had not just fought for themselves, they had fought against tyranny and injustice. They had stood up for every innocent life lost to the Empire's cruelty. Raynor felt a mix of pride and sorrow. He had seen so many brave souls fall in this struggle. Eli, the young boy whose death had sparked their journey, weighed heavily on his heart. "We did this for you," he whispered to himself. The memories of those who had sacrificed everything for freedom were etched in his mind, fueling his resolve to ensure that their loss would not be in vain. As the news of their victory spread across the galaxy, humanity celebrated. People gathered in homes, communities, and cities to rejoice in their newfound freedom. They held vigils for those who had died, lighting candles in memory of the brave souls who had fought against the Empire. Each candle flickered like a star in the night, symbolizing hope, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of humanity. But amidst the celebration, Raynor knew that this victory was just the beginning. The Empire may have fallen, but the fight against evil would always continue. He gathered his crew and soldiers ready to address them. "Today, we celebrate our victory, but we must remember why we fought," he said, his voice strong and steady. "We faced an enemy that represented oppression, cruelty, and domination. We cannot let that darkness return.